Everyone is talking about AI right now, how it's changing everything, how it's replacing everything. And yes, it is moving very rapidly right now in the world. But here's the truth no one's saying out loud. In a world full of automation, there's one thing that AI cannot replace, and that is what we as humans really crave. That's connection. And today, in this episode, I'm going to break down the 5 reasons why creating a powerful tribe community is going to be the most valuable asset you can build moving forward in this insane world of AI growth. So are you ready? Let's get started.
Welcome to the Tribe Membership Show.
All right, let's get started with this episode. This episode is going to be something a lot deeper than strategies and tools. Sure, I'm going to share some strategies and tools, but this is more about the heartbeat of your business in 2025 and beyond, which is your community. And it's not just your community. We're talking your tribe community. Not your content, not your funnel, not your tech stack, not just putting up a community and leaving it there. No, your ability to create a space where people feel seen, where people feel heard, where people feel that they're part of something bigger than themselves. Because at this point in 2025, not only with the amount of information that we're getting overwhelmed with, and not only the ability that AI is bringing to the table. I mean, AI is rapidly allowing us to create a ton of things at a rapid pace. You know, people they're done with that one-way relationship, right? It's so easy to get information. It's so easy to get content. So right now, they don't just want to buy your course or buy your product or join your membership. They want to belong. Yes, they want results, 100%. They want transformation, and you're going to give them transformation, but they also want to belong, because in the end, that transformation that they're getting from you right now could probably be taken over by AI very, very soon, which is why building this online tribe community is going to be your most important asset. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the thing that keeps your business going. So that's what we're going to talk about. And so let's go back and honestly sit back and think about, you know, courses used to be enough, right? Back in the day, courses or products, you know, between 2016 and 2022, you could launch a course. You could drop a few videos. You could toss into a Facebook group or into a WordPress or what have you, and boom, instant profit. You know, like programs, boom. Now, people buy and they bounce. A lot of times people will buy information for the dopamine. Like literally, they'll buy information and purchase something just to get that dopamine hit, and then they don't even use it because we're just constantly getting overwhelmed. We're always online on social media, scrolling, getting dopamine, good dopamine. That there's going to be a time where that's not going to be enough, right? And you're going to start shopping for things. You're going to stop doing all these other things to continuously get that dopamine hit, because as humans, we are rewiring our brain to crave that dopamine. A lot of the times, you know, you look at addicts, right? It's the same thing. They're addicted to drugs, which are giving them a dopamine. But the more and more they do that drug, they have to move on to something that's more powerful, right? It's not like they're stopping it. Oh, this doesn't really give me the feeling I used to get, so I'm going to stop. No, they're moving on to something, right? And that happens. We're overwhelmed. We're distracted. We're lonely. So you're not losing sales because your product is bad, because I know that a lot of times online, you know, entrepreneurs and even businesses at some point who have a hard time retaining their customers think that it's their product, right? But what's really happening is you're losing momentum because your people feel alone. The fastest way to lose a customer, like a repeat customer, the fastest way to lose a member is to let them feel unseen, to let them feel alone. And this is where communities fix that. But it's not just communities. Like, it's not just creating a community and that's it, because online communities have been around for a long time. right? They've been around for a long time. But the key strategy is building more than just throwing up a community, but it's a tribe, right? We've taught, this is what this whole thing is about. It's building a tribe, attracting the right people, converting those right people, making sure that everyone's on the same journey, getting results. Then you get that retention, and then it becomes something that they're a part of something bigger than themselves. And that's what tribe communities fix. It makes people feel like they matter, right? All of these things that we talk about and I've talked about in the past episodes is about how do we make our members or customers or loyal brand, ambassadors, I guess. How do we make them feel like they matter? Because when people feel like they matter, they're going to stick around. So that's number one. We want to make sure that we are starting to create communities. I want you to understand that it's not just a general community, right? It is more than a community because AI is taking over, not even a question. And it is an incredible tool, right? Because it can write your copy, it can create your content, it can build your funnels. I'm telling you, AI is fantastic. Right? It literally can help you develop so much. And I've been blessed to have Professor Mike Grandinetti as my professor in my final semester at Harvard. It's my final semester. The course is creativity and innovation, and it's literally built on AI. Like every single week, we're learning more and more about AI tools, how to use AI. We've got guest speakers coming in from all different industries, film and music and art, and they're showing us the incredible things that they're creating with AI. And we are, our final capstone project is about solving sustainable development goals that the UN has using AI. It's insane. So it's here. And the people who lean into it and how to use it, they are going to start to create things that will make content easier to access. And people are going to start to learn how to get the content or get the information they need to help them with transformation. But the one thing that AI at this point cannot do, AI doesn't understand your struggles like other people in the community do. AI doesn't really allow you to celebrate small wins in a group like a community does, right? AI doesn't show you that you're not the only one who is struggling with certain things in a community. That's what your community does. You can get great information from AI, but the transformation that you get from having people in the community is much more powerful. The belonging, the encouragement, the accountability, these can't be automated. Sure, you can have one person, but it is the power of having this community of people who are on the same journey, right? If you're building something, if your offer doesn't include human connection, if your offer or your program or your brand or your membership or courses or whatever doesn't have human connection, oh, you're gonna be left behind so quickly. It's not even gonna be funny. Like literally, you need to build a community, but based on the human connection, the emotions, right? And that's different from just throwing up a freaking just like throwing up a community and hoping people interact. Because the other thing is all these platforms, do you think they're betting on community right now? All of these platforms, School, Circle, Facebook groups are now reemerging as something that Facebook's and Meta's really pushing. Kajabi, they just added community features. Discord, Mighty Networks, like booming with their niche creators. Like it's community. But the problem with community in one sense, yes, it's great that all of these platforms are understanding this and they're betting on it. They know AI's there. They're using AI in their platform. So they need to know, okay, what is going to be that asset that keeps people coming to this platform? What is going to be that asset that keeps people engaged? It's going to be the community, but the tribe community, right? Because these platforms are watching behavior. And this is something the twins and I, we've leaned into this 8 years ago. 8 years ago, we were building a tribe around the emotional connection so that now, like right now, if you like, one of the things that I like to do is I like to interview my members, right? I'll interview the members and we'll turn it into like a social media, like a very short, like a reel or a short or what have you. And the last person, Vincent Green, shout out to Vincent Green. The last person I interviewed, Vincent Green, he's like, I asked him, like, what was life like before? What was life during the program? And kind of where you're at now. And the first thing he said was the number one thing that I love about the program as a community is the brotherhood. We call it the brotherhood, the brotherhood, the brotherhood. He said that so many times. It was unbelievable. Like the brotherhood, the brotherhood, the brotherhood. Because he's been in the program for like 4 or 5 years. And he goes, I'm never going to leave the brotherhood. I'm never going to leave this. He literally said that. I'm never leaving. Because when you build that, and it's you, by the way, who's listening, you are the tribe builder. You are the tribe brander. You are the tribe leader. You listening. That's your job, is to build this. The people don't just want to learn. They want to belong. Of course, everyone wants results. Everyone wants transformation. But what happens after the transformation? What happens after they get the results? Imagine creating something where they belong. And they belong to something, right? They belong to something that they feel that it's greater than themselves, but with other people, same identity. That's the collective identity. And that's your job. Your job as the leader, the business owner, whatever, isn't just to teach, but it's to host. It's to connect. It's to lead. You're the tribe leader. Today someone sent me a message like, "Oh yeah, I'm really excited about the tribe. I'm building out my tribe, around, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but they were building the tribe around a character, right? It was, oh, I'm going to build my tribe around this character right here. This is going to be what the tribe is built around." And I said, no, your tribe, and this may be something that you can hear. Your tribe is built on the members inside your tribe, not on yourself. My tribe is not built around me. My tribe is built around the over 40 Alpha Brotherhood. They're called over 40 Alphas. That's the identity. I'm an over 40 Alpha, but I just happen to be the leader who facilitates the tribe, who facilitates some of the things we're going to talk about, but I just facilitate everything inside the tribe. Yes, I created the workouts. Yes, I created the transformation journey, the nutrition, but I still have to facilitate. I have to do the weekly coaching calls. I have to answer the questions. I also have to participate because I am also an over 40 Alpha. I am also part of the tribe. I am also part of the community. So it's not just throwing up a school community and trying to get as many people in and leaving it and forcing people to, oh, no, in order for you to get here. I just joined this community. Well, actually I joined one community and it had all of these rules. You have to post this. You can't post this, which is great. Every community needs to have rules. But what the communities are doing, and this is school, I'm seeing this on school right now. Not every community, but I'm just seeing on a few school communities that I've joined, is that they are using like the levels and gamification based on your interaction and posting. So if you don't post, comments or posts or whatever it is, then you are limited to getting things. So they're forcing you to post, right? It's like a forced thing. Oh, well, I can't answer this. I can't post because I'm not at this level, right? So it's almost like in order for you to be part of this community, you have to do these things. And in some senses, a community is a collective identity of the same people on the same journey, and forcing people to have to get at least 7. It's almost like back in the day when you did forums. Maybe forums is like that. Like you have to comment on 20 things before you're able to post one time. It's like, it's so ridiculous. it starts to become part. The one thing that those types of school communities become, it's about, okay, I got to at least get these certain amount of posts, but in the end, there's no substance. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no substance. It's just you're trying to post, and at the end, it's like, what am I even doing here? Like, why am I even doing this? I'm not even reading anything. I'm just trying to get to a specific level. So you don't want to base your community on that. The other community I joined, which I didn't get into because I didn't do the 5 things you need to do right away. So right off the bat, I wasn't part of it. So how do you think that made me feel? It's like, I really want to be part of this community. I feel like I identify with the people in this community, but because I didn't do the first 5 things, which are brand new to me, I'm brand new to the community. I didn't even know, like, I'm just brand new, man. Like, give me a chance to breathe. Give me a chance to figure things out. No, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And if you don't do this in the first 24 hours, and you're out. Wow. That's not a community. That's freaking, that's something different. Anyways, it's not how you connect people, because in the end, all that is the tribe leader, the leader of that community. All they want is that to say that they've got a bunch of engagement going, but the engagement really isn't engagement. It's just them forcing it. You don't want to force engagement. We talked about that in the last podcast episode on rituals. Rituals create engagement. Anyways, I digress. You need to know that just setting up a school community or a Facebook community is not enough. It's not enough. Like it's literally, it's nothing, right? It's nothing. And if you're the only person posting, it's also nothing. So let's dive into 5 reasons why creating a powerful tribe community is going to be your biggest asset. I didn't mean to go off on that, but sometimes I just really need to. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to steer people away from what they think is the right thing, right? Maybe you have a school and that's how you set your school up. And when you really look at it, what's the quality of the posts? Are you the one posting? Are you even in there? Anyways, let's dive into what are the 5 reasons why creating a community is going to be your number one asset. Remember, AI's here. How are you going to battle AI? How are you going to battle all those people who are creating content? How are you going to battle the ability for people to find things that you do using ChatGPT? Using ChatGPT 5 is coming out very, very soon. That's going to be even more powerful. And people are building AI bots, chat bots, etc. How are you going to stay ahead of the game? What's going to make your program, product, or business different from the other person who's got all of these AI stuff, or the other person who can find that stuff? What's going to keep you different? What's going to set you apart? How are you going to survive? Because remember, in 2025, people don't just want access. They want belonging. Believe me, they want to see themselves in your brand. They want to see themselves in your movement. They want to see themselves in your mission. So what actually creates that kind of brand or that kind of tribe? Sorry, it's not just features, it's feelings. It's using psychological strategies to touch on human emotions and feelings. So here are the things that are 5 non-negotiables. These are the non-negotiable ingredients for a high retention, high engagement tribe. Customers coming back, customers purchasing, customers lifelong, members lifelong. Number 1, it's emotional connection over educational content. We talked about that. People might join for your content. They might join to get that initial transformation, but they're going to stay, right? They'll stay for how you make them feel. You. How are you making them feel? Because a community must be a place where people feel seen, feel heard, feel valued, and feel celebrated. And that's not the role of your community members. Like, your community members, their job isn't to help other community members feel seen, heard, valued, and celebrated. It's your job. You have to foster that by how you create your community. Because when people feel emotionally connected to something, they're 3 times more likely to participate. And they're 5 times more likely to stay long term. We want lifelong customers now. It's about your brand. It's about your connection to your brand, your community, your identity. Nobody cancels when they feel cared for. We talked about that in the cancellation podcast, and how just shooting a Loom video to someone stops them from canceling. So emotional connection over educational content. Emotional connection is not making someone post 30 things in order for them to get a badge. That's not emotional connection. Number 2 is shared language and instant belonging. Every tribe has its own dialect, right? You see this hat? Okay, you can't see the hat I'm wearing if you're listening, but if you're on YouTube right now, you see a hat. The hat says hashtag GID. Hashtag GID is only something that we say or use inside of our over 40 Alpha Brotherhood. No one else knows what that is. When I wear this hat, no one knows what it means. Nobody. It means get it done. Why? Because I say get it done. That's what I say after all the workouts. If you look at my YouTube videos, if you look at anything, if you get my emails, get it done. I may even say it after this podcast, get it done. But tribes, they have their own language. Like CrossFit has WODs, and combat, like, skaters have, gnarly and shred and kickflip. And I know that a lot of that stuff is some of the actual moves, but it's their own language that no one else really knows. Right? So why does this matter? Well, it matters because a shared language starts to create that culture. It makes people want to learn the lingo and earn their spot in the tribe. Because I know that when people join the Brotherhood, they go into the Facebook group, and when new people join, they'll say like, hey, by the way, like they'll ask a question or do whatever, and then this happens weekly. By the way, what does hashtag GID mean? Right? You'll get those people who say that, and then everyone will go in and say, oh, it means get it done. It means this is what we say, hashtag get it done, get it done. And it's not like, oh, you don't know this. It's like, oh yeah, this is our language. And that person feels like, cool. And it's like, yeah, this is what we use when we sign off. This is a brotherhood thing. Right? Because what this is saying is if you speak our language, you're one of us. So you want language, not just like you want to name your milestones, you want to name your rituals, you want to name your phases or your blocks or your, the different content you have. You want to name them. Even the transformation. Like for us, it's 1 year to alpha. So as soon as they join, they want to strive to be 1 year to alpha. The OG, alpha OG actually is what it is. Because you want to turn that program or even your brand, dude, even your brand. If you have a brand, you can create a whole culture around a brand or one product, one brand. It doesn't matter. Number 3, you want rituals, because rituals create consistency and identity. Remember, we talked about this in episode number 12. I broke it down. You can listen to it in episode number 12. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but symbolic actions tie behavior, and that behavior will be tied to your identity. These are the only things that we do here. We have a sweaty selfie, right? Why do we post sweaty selfies? Because I'm an alpha. I'm an over 40 alpha. That's why I do it. Why do we have Sunday accountability check-in? Why do we do that? Well, because I'm consistent. That's one of the things, it's one of the alpha traits is consistency. Birthday burpees. Why do we do birthday burpees? Oh, that's because we celebrate. That's what we do. That's what we celebrate burpees. We do birthday burpees. Like literally, I had to do it 3 days ago because it was my 56th birthday. Dave Appleton just did it. He literally just did it. Why? Because this is what we do. Rituals reduce decision fatigue. Rituals increase visibility. Rituals will turn your passive consumers and customers into active contributors. Why? Because this is what everyone does. Look inside Rick's Get Fit with Rick. Look inside his Vibe Tribe. 800 women posting their sweaty selfies after the workouts a day. Why? Because that's what Vibe stars do. 5 stars post their Vibe selfies. It's amazing. Rituals make your tribe, your community feel like a family. I long to go into my brotherhood because I'm the tribe leader, and I go in every day and I comment and I like everyone's posts. I comment on everyone's post. Everyone's post I comment on. Not on the comments of the post, but everyone's post. I comment. I like. I share. I post my posts. I post my sweaty selfies. I post my alpha meals. I post my birthday burpees. I post my accountability. I post just like they post because we are all family. Number 4, identity-based interactions. Remember, people don't stay for the content. They stay for the transformation. But then what happens after the transformation? What happens after the transformation? Right? That's one of the things that when I coach, like, I coach my clients, when we're first helping, when I'm like, I have different clients at different levels, right? So when I'm helping one of my clients who are just building out things and they say to me, well, what happens after like 6 months when they get the results? Then what? I'm like, what do you mean? Then what? It's like, well, how do I keep them in? It's like, well, by that time they're already in. They're part of the, like, yes, you're gonna have to create more content, and they'll probably tell you what content they want. They'll probably expose new struggles, right? Because just because someone gets to that transformation, that journey, it opens up new things. Maybe they want to learn more about something else or learn more about something else, or maybe they realize, oh wait, I know about this, but I actually didn't know as much about this thing. So right, so that's the beauty of transformation, and that's the beauty of having a very active community, because they will tell you what they want next if you don't have anything. This is for people who don't have anything. They don't know. And generally speaking, when people ask the same questions over and over again, that should be a light bulb for you that, oh, wait a minute, people are asking the same question. I don't have the answer to this question right now in my course, or maybe I should create this. I'll create this, and this will be the next thing that they do. But you know what also happens after the transformation? They already have that identity. They're already part of the community. They want more. What's next? I want more. That's what happened in my community after phase 10. When I first built out the Over 40 Alpha Brotherhood, it's workouts and nutrition, right? So workouts, nutrition, recovery, all of that stuff. I have weekly coaching calls. I still do. 8 years later, I'm still doing weekly coaching calls with a group. And so basically, when I first launched, I actually did not think 8 years ago that people would stay past 6 months. I thought, okay, 6 months is going to be good, because back then it was like 3 months. So if I can get them to 6 months, cool. But then I realized, oh, okay, let's get to 12 months. Okay, I better just do 12 months for the sake of, if I get anyone that stays for 12 months, I'm good. Like, wow, that's great. Getting someone to pay monthly for 12 months, that's amazing. But after after month 10 or phase 10, people are like, okay, what do we do after we're done phase 12? I'm like, oh, 700 people. They're like, what do we do next? I'm like, well, okay, I guess I can't send you back to phase 1. So I have to create another 12 phases. And then I created another 12 phases because they just wanted more. Okay, I got to create 12 more phases, tougher workouts, different workouts. Nutrition stays the same. The community continues to grow. Your job is to help them say, I'm the kind of person who shows up. I'm not just I'm part of this tribe. I'm part of this identity. I'm part of something bigger than myself, because that's really what ends up happening. They feel like there's something bigger than themselves, specifically after the transformation. So when you can shape their identity, you don't have a customer. You have a lifelong tribe member. Remember, we meet them at their current identity, right? Their current identity is where they are. We have to meet them there. We have to help them to get them from that identity to their new identity, which is what they want. But when they get to that new identity and you shape it through the community and your programming, they just become a lifelong member. They love you. Every piece of your membership they love. And that's why your onboarding is super important. Your onboarding sequence. We talked about that in, I think, 2 podcast episodes ago, episode 10. We talked about onboarding, why the onboarding experience you need to connect with them right away and tell them, this is who we are and this is how we show up. That's the onboarding. That's why onboarding is so important. And onboarding is not just emails getting sent to people or a welcome page. It's like you're with them throughout every single phase through videos so that they start to know who you are. They're connected with you, and then you get them into the community. They already feel like they know what's going on because they know who we are and they know how to show up. And finally, the support that they're going to get in the community through wins and setbacks, because every member of your community is going to go through highs and lows in their life. Because remember, we're not building this for 3 months and 6 months and 10 months. You're building it for lifelong customers, members who stay with you for life. They love your brand. They love you. They love the community. They love the people inside the community. They love their members. They love their brothers and sisters and whomever it is. So if your community only shows up when things are going well, then you don't have a tribe. You got a fan club. Your tribe needs to celebrate victories publicly, spotlight. You need to hold a space for failure without shame, without without judgment. So what does that look like inside the listen, guys. Listen, I'm talking about men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. I'm talking about men from all over the world, all races, all religion, all backgrounds in this one community who tell each other they love each other, who share on a weekly basis their struggles, literally sharing their struggles, sharing their failures. If they haven't been doing the program for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, they know they can come back and they're going to get overloaded with support. We normalize struggle. And that's what your community is going to do. Your community is not just about the wins. Yeah, the person made this much, the person made that much. No, what about everyone else who's struggling? Let's help them. Let's give them a space to talk about that without shame. So that's one of our over 40 alpha traits is we do not judge. And the reason why everyone from all backgrounds can get together is because we don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion, we don't talk about pop culture. We just focus on the journey of and who we are and helping each other. Iron sharpens iron. And that's belonging. I'm still part of this. Even when I mess up, I know I can go back to the brotherhood. That's what you want your members or customers to have, that feeling that even if they mess up, even if they haven't been around for 10 months or whatever it is, even if they're just a person who was just a lurker for a year, there's lurkers that come out of the woodwork and go, hey guys, I've been lurking, but I decided to come in, and it's just like, welcome. Real tribes don't kick you when you fall, they pull you back in. So you have to not only celebrate everyone's wins, but you've got to give a place for people who are struggling and make it okay for them to post their struggles so they can get the support that they need, because everyone's going through setbacks. Everyone has highs and lows. You need to be there for them. And of course, with you being there for them and showing them, because you will share your struggles. You will share your ups and downs as well. So that normalizes things in your community. They're like, oh man, even Funk has to go through these. Yeah, man, I'm human. So if you want people to pay, if you want people to stay, you got to stop building you got to build the programs, but you got to stop like, okay, I got to make this program better. I got to add this. I got to do this. How do I bring in AI? Yes, you're going to probably bring in AI as a way to optimize your programming or optimize your program or whatever it is, but it's the community that is going to be the number one asset in 2025 and beyond. I'm telling you. It's not just put a community together. It's identity-based tribes with that gives people purpose, that gives people community, and of course gives people transformation. That's what you're building. Because when you build this community, you're going to get people who pay and stay. Literally, they're going to pay and stay 100%. Because you want a business you want a business where you don't have to beg for sales every month. Right? You want a business where people come in and you're just fostering that. You want to be inside of your community more than you're outside of your community. That's where you want to get to. because remember, it's retention, right? Month over month, your MR, monthly recurring revenue. So when you stop building content and overwhelming people, because that's the other thing that chases people away, is overwhelm. Okay, it's too much info here, man. Stop it. I don't even know where to start. It's too much. That's where the transformation journey comes in. But you're also going to get that higher lifetime value. And it's not just lifetime value, it's lifetime revenue. I talk about this quite a bit because it's just as important to lifetime value when you're building a lifelong brand, a lifelong tribe. Because what happens is they'll move through their journey, then they'll buy something else maybe, or they'll ascend to your other offers, right? Or you start to build other communities. Like for me, I didn't build other communities. Sorry, I built other memberships because people in my community, people in my membership program, the O40 Alpha, they finished the 3 years of programming. They're like, okay, now what's next? Someone just in the Facebook group today went and said, okay, guys, I'm just finishing up phase 36. That's 3 years. That's insane. And I want to know what's next. What should I do? Should I do the Kettlebell Spartan Academy? Should I do over 40 muscle? Should I do resistance band academy? Should I do, bodyweight academy? Like, what should I do? So they're getting everybody's feedback. I'm going to answer that question in my Ask Funk. But the point I'm trying to make is they just move to different memberships. So I don't have to continue to build. Now, I built those because I knew that that's what they wanted, but it doesn't have to be building new memberships. It can just be adding. Remember, mine started 1 year to Alpha, then I added another 12 months. It could be different streams of revenue. It could be different programs. I've collaborated with other people to build different programs. I'll do a podcast episode about collaborations. That's another asset that you're going to want to keep in your back pocket. But like I said before, it's easy to onboard a member who stays. It's the same thing. When you onboard a member who stays for 1 month, it's the same thing as onboarding a member who stays for 12, right? So why don't you just focus on getting that person in and hope and making sure they stay for the 12? Because in the end, it's belonging, and in the end, it's month over month. The other thing that happens when you build a community tribe is lower churn, right? Churn is the opposite of retention. Churn doesn't usually happen when your content sucks, right? Churn happens when people feel alone, when people feel confused, when people feel overwhelmed, when people feel lost, when people feel unseen. It doesn't happen because your content sucks. It happens because of all that other stuff. But when you build a community, members will get support when they struggle because you're going to help them, and other people will too. They're going to see other people winning and think, I can do that too. And they're going to know, and you know what happens in our community? They'll know when someone disappears. Like people will all say, hey, has anyone seen so-and-so lately? Hey, can someone reach out to so-and-so? Like that's what happens because so-and-so's on the posting and all of a sudden they're gone. So now they feel like you're cared for. People don't leave communities. No, actually, let me repeat that. Let me go back. People don't leave tribe-built communities. People will leave things that are just built on content. And there's studies that show that communities with weekly member touch points, that's why I teach that if you are going to be a tribe leader, that you have weekly coaching calls or whatever you want to call them every single week, group coaching calls. It only takes an hour. But these touch points, and when you have rituals, this will give you up to 50% lower churn rate than just content only programs. That studies have shown that. Communities that have weekly touch points, weekly member touch points, basically through the leader, 50% lower churn rate than just content based. You know, the apps that are out there, that's content based. And then also when you have a community, a tribe community, you are able to build multiple streams of revenue. We talked about that. Like not only do I have other memberships, let's take that away. I have gear. Hashtag get it done. I got supplements. I only sell my supplements to my members or people in my ecosystem. I don't sell it outside of that. I have weight vests. I have a foam roller. I have resistance bands. Literally built a whole membership on funk bands because I knew that my members wanted resistance band training. So I can monetize bands. I can monetize supplements. I can monetize products that are mine, not affiliates. And the other thing is just brand loyalty, man. You're building a movement. You're not just building a business, you're building a movement. Right now with AI and the way it is, you got to build movements or you got to build tribes, right? You got to build something that's rooted in shared values, shared identity, emotions, connection. A course creates a customer, but the community creates the culture. Think Apple, think Harley Davidson, think CrossFit. These brands didn't win on features, they won on their tribe element. So if you want to build a business that gets people results, that grows, that increases revenue month over month, but also gets you prepared for the AI revolution that's here, you got to build a community. And you got to get out of that mindset that you're selling programs. It's all about the community base, right? Because in the end, people are looking for transformation, they're looking for connection, and they're looking for that identity. So when you shift now from selling content, you need the content, but now you're building belonging. This is where your business transforms. This is where your business transforms. They're not just logging into a dashboard. They're actually entering a home. They're actually joining a movement, an environment, a new identity with people who have the same identity. The best communities will make people feel seen, heard, and safe to grow. And that's going to be your asset in 2025 against the AI revolution. Again, it's not us against them. It's the AI revolution is here, and you're going to implement that into your business as well. But what's that number one asset that's going to keep you in the forefront of your potential customers? It's the community piece of it. It's the community piece of it. So in the end, that's what we're building, right? The tribe community. So today we broke down why tribe communities isn't just a buzzword, right? It's a future of online business. I want you to build your tribe community. I want you to build it. I want your customers, your members, your students, your community peeps. I want them to start saying, this is who I am, and this is what I'm a part of. I want to be a part of something, and this is it. I found my people. That's what you want. Or when they get tattoos, that's when you win. That's when you win. When you have people getting tattoos. You've crossed the line from a seller to belonging, someone who builds a community based on belonging. It's the tribe community. It's the tribe method. It's the tribe secret. It's something that we've been building for 8 years, man. For 8 years. And it blows me away. I'm just going to end off with this. No, actually, I'm going to end off with what you learned today. Let's just recap. Let's just do a quick recap. We learned why people are done with the one-way content, right? They crave connection. Hopefully you're on board with that. You're starting to understand. Yes, of course, you need to create a transformation journey through the content, but you can't just creating content. That's not it anymore, because soon enough, they're going to be able to get that content through AI. So, but they crave connection. So we're good with that, right? Number two, you learn what actually makes a tribe powerful. It's not just the community. What's the community tribe? How does that make it powerful? Well, yeah, we have rituals, we have shared language, we have a collective identity. You're cool with that too, right? And you learned how building a community leads to more retention, more referrals, and of course, that's going to be more sustainable revenue, right? You agree with that when you build a community? And in the end, you learn that it's the game-changing shift from selling just content to building belonging and building a tribe communities is going to be the most important thing that you do moving forward in 2025 and beyond. It is going to be what sets you apart. It is going to help you to put yourself in a position to keep your business in the forefront in this era of AI. While you're learning AI and you're learning how to implement it into your business and learning how to do things with it, you've got a strong community that's generating revenue month over month. And you're part of that community. You're part of that tribe. So I want you to leave a comment. Let me know. Are you going to start building that community? Are you going to change your community? Are you going to update your community? Are you going to upgrade your community? Are you going to put some of these psychological strategies into your community so you're building something bigger, building more belonging? Because I'll tell you right now, it's not just about putting up a community. Believe me. And I'm going to leave you with this. It blows me away. In all of these years, I'm in the fitness industry now. I'm in the entrepreneur business side of things, digital marketing, entrepreneur business, but in the fitness industry, online fitness for many years. And over the last, I'm just going to say 8 years, I have talked to many incredible fitness experts, coaches who are online, who have awesome followings, who have built a great following, who have built a great brand, who've built great programs, but are missing the membership or community piece. And I can't tell you how many times, time and time again, I tell them, dude, you just have to build a tribe. I'm telling you, it's going to take you 6, 7, 8 months to build it, but you're going to have lifelong members, lifelong customers, lifelong community that will never leave you. They love your brand. They love who you are. And you're going to build something so powerful. And I tell them over and over again, they come to me. How come you have this? How come you have so many transformations? How come you continue to grow? And I continue to tell them over and over and over again. And now in 2025, when AI is just exploding and they're all still there, and it's so frustrating because I just want to be like, hey, let me help you. Let me take your hand and help you. Let's build this. You still have that same incredible following that we can transfer into an incredible tribe. You still have that brand that we can take and move into the tribe because you're still not at the point where you're going to be ready for AI. And you have the assets, but you don't have them in the right place. You have all of these things that can be assets, but you don't have them in the right place. Anyways, that's just a message. Don't know if anyone's going to hear it. But if you like what you heard and you're ready to build your tribe community, then head over to tribesecretsbook.com, and grab our 27 Tribe Secrets digital and audio version of this book. It is the frameworks and the method to attracting, converting, engaging with, and retaining customers for life while you build that thriving community that never leaves you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time. I love you so much. Let's build your tribe. Let's get it done.
Thanks for tuning in to the Tribe Membership Show. If you're ready to take your membership to the next level, be sure to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Want to dive deeper? Visit www.tribesecretsbook.com.